episode of Speakers of Eidolon is made possible by our generous patrons. Special thanks to our Supreme and Master Speakers Omeji Cat Comet, Erisu Yamakawa, Circuit Barrakiel, Alex Franco AV, Winebow Brood, Psyche, Asuta Starbreeze, Cletus Oreo, Nina Grimsdaughter, Nat Clay, Lily Black, Bob Cece, Mikta Rabentau, Sapa Chakwatol, Edwin, Arcadia Lunashine, Umbral Wind, Quick Levin, Pamela Isley, Camille Grino, Elenriel Maximus, Coderith Novelist, Mira Miri, Bay Barbale, Suno Chicano, Celestau Natrell, Lazy Boy, A Bag of Dragonite, Luke Osborne, Pandaloo Storm Arrow, Tex, Kylin, AJ Brainswordson, Anathus Moonscar, Arthur Law, Biridan Derard, Cypup, Spencer Christmas, Noy Fafnir, Cheshire Saltiri, Celine DeLune, and Wubsta Wolf. Support the show and become a patron today at patreon.com/speakersxiv. Thank you.
This is Speakers of Eidolon.
Good evening, Eorzeans. Welcome to Speakers of Eidolon, episode 306. I'm Lakeel Bravestone, and I'm joined today by Georgi Wiston, Mail of Anadar, and Rollo Dez. Woo!
Hello.
It is...
I don't mean to brag, but I'm looking good.
What? What? All right, yeah, you do, Mela, of course. It is July 2nd, 2022. Yeah, that's right, it's July. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
We're midsummer now. Well, we're not.
That's the halfway point of the year.
Yeah, we are. We have entered the 7th month. Okay.
Commonly known as July, yeah.
Commonly known as July. Welcome, everyone. Today is an XL episode. We're covering Live Letter 71. That is, of course, the main topic. But before we jump into that, also, yeah, because it's an XL episode, there's no post-show, so no questions from the Syndicate. There'll also be no Mog Mail today, but you can send in Mog Mail with your reactions on what you think about the not the post-show, about the live letter and everything that was revealed during it. speakersxiv.com/mogmail, and we'll read it next week. All right, let's also, we should probably acknowledge that the 12-hour stream was yesterday, which is why I feel like a lump of dough today. But, you know, it was great. No blue screens, but a couple of crashes. Next week, I'll probably be, we'll probably be broadcasting the show from Windows 10. So look forward to that.
You'll finally be free.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
All right. Let's. There are other things have happened, so let's jump into recent events. Yes, in recent events, new items on the Final Fantasy XIV Online store. If you watch the 12-hour stream, we gave both of these away. The street attire and the Mega Shiba mount, which is a giant dog, and the street attire is, you know, streetwear. You know, it's, yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, we've done it.
We've hit Korean MMO levels here, boys.
I mean, Mela, these were explicitly made for the Korean client of the game, and then they're just releasing them for us now.
It shows in the price.
For which one? The streetwear?
The streetwear. Well, every other piece of gear so far is like £11.16, and then this is £15.
The reason this is more expensive, Mela, is you actually get 2 tops with it, which is more than
that
any
is
other
fair.
set.
Yeah, that's true. So there you go. That is on the Final Fantasy XIV Online store.
It's dyeable.
It is dyeable.
It is dyeable. I think most things
on everyone. I think except maybe the hat's not. I don't know. Can't confirm.
No, Viera and Hrothgar can't wear the hat, but
it's okay. Even if you play Mukete, you don't get ears on it.
Right.
That's fine.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't like the hat. The hat is the part I like the least about the outfit.
I'm not a huge fan of it in general. It's okay.
Yeah. There are very few headpieces I like in this game, just in general. But yeah.
No,
same.
I wish there were more glasses in the game, to be honest, because most of them actually look good.
Yeah.
Okay. The mount as well has it has 3 animations.
3 animations. It has bark, it has wag, and it has whimper.
Right.
When you use whimper, it gets sad, but then you pet it and make it feel better.
Why would you ever hit that button? How dare you?
Well, it's the only way you can pet your own dog, so I guess there's that. Okay, so there you go.
And if other people attempt to pet it, they just end up petting you, and that's creepy.
Yeah. All right, that's enough shilling. Moving on to something that I think we've talked about very recently, a couple of weeks ago, maybe.
I want to say last episode.
Or was it last episode? Even?
I think it was last episode.
Yeah. During Final Fantasy XI's 20th anniversary Reddit AMA, they essentially. People say that they have confirmed it, but looking at the answer, it looks more like they are possibly considering it. Yeah.
I don't know how people have taken this and ran with it all the way to it's coming. Yeah, it's definitely happening.
So temper your expectations here.
Internet,
but it is so funny to read this AMA because the 11 devs are very different than I think the 14 ones are, because their answers are. They leave a lot to be desired, I will say. They're usually just like the answer to this one. Like this is a long question. Would you be willing to consider bundling 11 plus 14 subs again, like they were during 14 1.0? Even if it was a slightly more expensive subscription, I think that would allow more 14 players to try the game with minimal inconvenience to them. And their answer is, we would like to consider this for the future.
So basically, it's happening tomorrow. And...
Confirmed. Breaking news. So that's what they said. Possible, I guess, that we're getting it. To me, it still makes sense, to do.
I'll play it.
They did it for during 1.0. There was a split subscription model then. But yeah, there you go.
It was also during this Q&A, Mela, where they had that question, where someone asked, is the drop rate from Shinryu working as... It feels like no one's getting the drop, and then they said it is working as intended.
Yeah.
This is 11, but it doesn't, if you're not paying extra for it, who cares? I'll play it. I don't want to be paying like another subscription for £10 a month a really grindy old MMO that I might not play that much.
I have
a feeling it's free.
I have a feeling they'll introduce it as like an additional sub option. Remember how we have entry and standard? They might make it like just a couple of bucks more expensive, just so you can play like 11 as well. They need money to run. They need some 11 money.
A good title, a royal title.
A royal,
and we could have like like the mentor crown. People who have a royal subscription have an even nicer crown.
One that's animated and flashing and spinning.
We can choose a custom color and effect for our name, and everyone has to see that because we're royal.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Okay, so that's that. 11, 14 might happen in the future. God knows when, though. A quick update on the LuckyBancho Census, because we've covered it every year when they've released these.
Such a lovely presentation.
I just wanted to put it on there just to show you how off-putting it is. It's just this ugly,
I mean, I like Excel spreadsheets, but this is a bit much for me.
But LuckyBancho, really, they go really in depth. You can look at how they found the numbers. So this is why this is the census. Because this
one's the important one.
Yeah, they're not sugarcoating anything.
They would like to claim that there are 25 million adventurers playing. Right. That's not actually true.
No, because
what are you talking about? It's true.
The real number though is actually quite impressive, because LuckyBancho will always look for the active player base, not created accounts. So people that are actively paying a subscription and logging in and playing. That is currently at 1.33 million. That's
very high.
What the fuck, son?
That is a lot.
That is a lot of people.
Considering that we're it's been a while since the last patch, like the big patch. We're long after the expansion. 1.33 million. That's high. That is high. That means we're still up there as a big MMO.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Congratulations, everyone. We're a big game.
We've done it.
Yeah.
Thank you personally.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Currently, more people than have bought Triangle Strategy, so
there you go.
It's a point of comparison.
There it is.
Why do you got to bring that?
Why not? Okay. Now, it's time to talk about the live letter. Big news out of the live letter, of course. Obviously, you could tell already by the first slide that this was gonna have something relating to Island Sanctuary. We'll get back to that, though. They obviously didn't start with that. Yeah, this was live letter 71. They started off. Yeah, go on.
I just want to say, I do love that is the slide they use for the picture they use for the background, and we saw no footage of this.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
this remained one of the only photos. We did get to see like one photo, a screenshot.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we saw
a censored.
We got to see
one.
like. I would say we saw 1/10 of a photo.
Yeah. But we'll get back to that. They started off by going through patch 6.18, which will release on July 5th. We'll have data center.
This is the big one, boys.
Yeah, this is the data center travel patch. It has a 24-hour scheduled maintenance. So Monday, most of Monday, the game will not be available.
Yeah, most patches come up about 10 a.m. UK time.
Yeah. This is exciting because
this is massive.
Yeah, because now we will be able to have people from Light visit us.
And we'll be getting some new friendly friends on Chaos as well.
Reunited.
That's also true. There are new worlds as well. So a lot is happening.
Yeah, I feel like there won't be a 14 stream this Monday. I have not talked enough about the replacement of server equipment in the European data center.
No, that's interesting how they just glossed over that. But I think it might have been in the initial announcement for the European, like the first one, when they talked about server expansion.
Yeah, when they talked about all the expansions across all the regions, I think they mentioned it, but I don't think they've mentioned it since then.
No. So that's good. We're getting new, maybe better servers? I don't know. They didn't go into detail about it. So, yeah, that's that.
I think it's because it's not interesting to the vast majority of the fan base.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, so there you go.
Be careful, as ever. You remember what happened with World Travel, where there were people getting stuck and lost and not being able to return to their home world. So if you don't want to end up back on your home data center,
bring that back. I want people
careful.
Trapped.
Yeah, just be careful.
I think it's going to be easier to not get trapped in this because you do it not within the game itself. You do it before you even enter the game.
True.
That is true. Just be careful.
Well, I mean, you have to use it for them to
there
test
could be
it.
issues. Yeah, expect that there could be issues.
I'm sorry to say this, but you are a required sacrifice if you get stuck.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. Thank you for your sacrifice. So I would actually like to retract what Mela said. Please, everyone, use this service.
Try and get stuck.
Try to get stuck.
Try and get stuck. Maybe even
for
lose
our
your character
safety,
data.
please break it so that they can fix it and then it won't happen again. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Then they moved on to revealing the name of the patch 6.2 now. And its release window, which is August 2022, but the name is Buried Memory. What do you get out of that?
I was going to ask the exact same question. Whose memories have been buried?
Our
that's the
memories.
question, isn't it?
That's who.
Are we going to get some, like, maybe some ancient stuff as we are a split of them? Or are we going to get, is this like going to be the new power build? Because now Heidelin's gone, we're going to have this deep secret ancient thing that we discover, and that gains us more power, so we can defeat the next big bad guy.
No. Listen, this is what it is, right?
Go on.
Xenos' avatar. That's our shard from the 13th, and that's our buried memories. Think about that.
Our avatar.
Some dude, because they refused to tell us.
Yeah.
Just
Not
some
all
guy.
of us have an avatar, Georgie.
But all of us have the potential for an avatar.
Well, yeah, true.
I am, of course, immediately worried about like anything that's buried in 14. Not Gelmora. I don't care. Stop. Don't multiple. Not even. Stop DMing me about Gelmora stuff and how buried might refer to Gelmora. Thank you. But also, I'm worried about other things that get buried, because something that is definitely buried all over Eorzea is Allegan stuff. And if this is a fucking Allegan thing, stop. We can't do this again.
Look, you know what could have been buried very deeply?
What?
From Allegan stuff? A shard of Dalamud.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a shard of Dalamud at all.
That is right down into Gelmora.
I'm very sure it's not a shard of Dalamud. Now that you brought up Allegans, I actually wasn't considering this, but since you said it, it wouldn't surprise me, simply because this story arc is about rescuing someone who was lost during the Allegan War between Mericidia and the Allegan Empire.
And we have to deal with with Allegan lore at some point if we're going to Mericidia anyways, because that is deeply tied to Alleg. So
and dragons,
and even the Void, obviously. So there's, we might go.
Hey, once we're done with Asdaya, that's the last That's the last of Nidhogg, not Nidhogg. Sorry, Midgardstormer's brood.
True.
Yeah,
that's true.
There's a whole continent on the other side of the world that doesn't have any dragons, probably. Maybe.
We should bring them dragons. No more democracy. We're bringing people dragons. That's it.
Okay. We're spreading
I'm
dragons.
With you.
Okay.
I'm with you, Rollo.
The dragon dictatorship.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've played it the nice way. Let's try installing a dictatorship in the new world.
Well, okay, so obviously new main scenario quest, but go on.
I was just going to quickly say about the date. Do you think it's going to be the 23rd or the 30th?
30th.
I'm thinking 30th.
I'm thinking 30th as well.
Yeah, I think at this point they're just going to push it as far as they can.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you, Georgi. It could very well be the 6th of September.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like of August.
Yeah. Well, they showed a picture, which might,
Sid's there. He's going to be there for a scene.
Yeah.
Probably.
Will he get to speak?
Who?
Well, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
The only thing that's interesting there is the Atomos.
Yes, there's an Atomos there.
Oh, baby Atomos.
This one's all black and blue.
We've only made a baby one. We can't climb through that.
That's true.
True.
But you can make them grow, I think, if you feed them. But also they can open portals. You
like gremlins?
What? Yeah. Yes.
Is that why they're all looking at Sid, because he's the sacrifice?
He is the sacrifice, yeah. Atomos can also just open portals as well, if I remember correctly. So we don't necessarily have to climb through Atomos' mouth.
That's true.
So
do you think we're going to find Ashdaya?
Yeah.
Yeah, this next patch, I don't know if we'll find it next. Find Ashdaya
within
next
the
patch.
void.
I think we will find either. Now that I'm not sure about. We will either find Ashdaya or we will find what she has become.
Yeah. I feel like because it's been so many years.
Well, we are
in the void.
Without getting ahead of ourselves here, but they do show off a dungeon that takes place in the 13th, possibly.
Yeah.
Maybe she's the boss and we have to fight her.
Oh, that would be sad, but cool. Although sad to be relegated, a great worm to be relegated.
Yeah, well, maybe that's how we wake her up
again,
or break her out of it. I don't know.
How many great worms are relegated to dungeon content?
Yeah, I mean, but that is a precedence, isn't it? So we've done it before. So
yeah, exactly. It's so stupid. These are like the biggest dragons in the world.
She will be the 6th.
Well, what do you want? A 24 man?
Yeah. Do you want a trial?
Something epic, yeah. I would love a trial with a great worm. Like,
I mean, you got a trial with a big dragon. It wasn't even a great worm. It was just massive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Not to get ahead of ourselves. That's going away too.
Yeah. Okay. So we get this one. This horrible creature.
Oh, that's us. I'm telling you.
I wouldn't be surprised.
No.
It's what, seeking us out?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta hug you when.
Look what happened to you in alternate dimension. Feel glad.
Yeah, this is Xenos's avatar.
The avatar.
Which we have
Who
seen.
else?
Which we've seen. We saw in the end of the 6.1 cutscene.
No guarantee it says.
MSQ. What did
No
you say,
guarantee
Mel?
it's his.
Isn't there?
There's no guarantee it's Xenos' avatar?
We've seen this. We've seen Xenos use either this or one that looks identical.
It is this one. This is the one that we saw with the hands covering its face, Melas. I don't know why you're sowing doubt. The avatar has been sent adrift because Xenos is no longer there.
Yeah, the only argument I could see from Mailer's point of view is the idea that this game reuses models all the time, but I feel like this is way too important to do that with.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a unique model.
It's too unique for them to just,
Yeah, it could have been an avatar he ripped from someone else.
Oh, that
I mean,
possible.
how did avatars
I don't know how
work?
he got it. Well, they haven't really told us that very well in the game.
We make a pact with a void sent.
Yeah.
Apparently. And all that takes is you just sign a bit of paper.
So Xenos made a pact with this thing, I guess. And then he's like, oh, well, you're dead now, are you? Bye. And now he's just wandering the 13th. Which I think...
We didn't kill the avatar.
It is interesting that we're seeing it move around in this space. Because, again, we have a dungeon that has been previewed. Which we'll get to in a bit. And maybe this is one of the bosses in the dungeon?
Could be a friend.
Kind of underwhelming.
It would be underwhelming.
Already.
Yeah.
This might be our ally in the void. You never know.
Maybe. New side quests. Tataru's grand endeavor continues, and that's also exciting. So it's weird. We talked about a lot of things last week, and it sort of came back to us in this live letter. So, I mean, obviously, this is the Sky Pirate dude.
Yeah. No, Radley or whatever she was called.
No.
Well, she wasn't involved in helping us. She didn't appear in that cutscene at Endwalker.
True.
No Kai-Shi. I hope he.
Well, we have one picture. So I mean, there could be more.
I mean,
it's just this wrinkly old face.
Yeah, when we saw the screenshot from Tataru's Grand Adventure for 6.1, they only showed us the Limson one. What's his name?
Sigurd?
Oh yeah, Sigurd. Yeah.
Sigurd, yeah. When we also ended up going to both Uldar and Gridania. So
that's true.
Maybe this will be us saying
3 people this time again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe this is us saying thank you to all the people from the Alliance raids.
Yeah.
It'd be
nice to see him again.
It's true. All right, moving on. Well, no, actually, we're staying here. This is what I was talking about. You need to complete the Shadow of Mark quest series. So they're starting to already make Mark. This might be a better solution, I guess, to force people to do the Void Arc thing. But
yeah, I don't mind as long as people have to do it eventually.
Yeah. But this might also be they might extend this to MSQ at some point. I mean, this doesn't mean that this is it. But yeah, there you go. You have to have completed the Shadow of Mark quest series to continue Tataru's grand endeavor. Okay, now we're moving. Okay, now this part. Okay, it's been a very fun 24 hours.
Oh God.
Okay, so they also revealed somehow further Hildibrand adventures for patch 6.25. So they show Nashu on the moon, which doesn't really tell us anything. And then confusingly they go, okay, well, there's obviously going to be more Hildibrand, blah blah blah, and then just in the same breath they're like, oh, and also new weapon enhancement quests for patch 6.25. And still, we're like, oh, we've moved on, I guess. They are unlocked in somehow further Hildibrand adventures. They are the legendary Manderville weapons. It's a quest-centric progression and updates throughout 6.x. So our relic for this patch is locked behind Hildibrand. And
who would have thought?
Very unusual.
Yeah, who would have thought in the expansion where we head into the past before the Sundering to our progenitor race, and we do not get weapons from them.
It is so funny because people are so angry, and I love it.
Angry?
I don't know. I thought that people that cared about relics, I don't know. It's always been this way. It's like, okay, so people scream whenever there's a new relic out, and the people that scream are usually the people that don't really do the relics, but they're just annoyed that the relic is an annoying relic to get. And then they're like, oh, I want to get the relic, but I'm not going to use it because I raid. It's very odd. It's like, okay, fine. This is sort of what's happening here as well, because a lot of people that are angry are the people that don't want to do Hildibrand. The ones that don't care about Hildibrand and haven't done it since A Realm Reborn.
Or skip all the cutscenes then if you don't care. Quest-centric doesn't mean you do a story quest and you get the relic. It could be like Heavensward, where you get the quest.
What is
and
this
you
anger?
have to run a dungeon for 50 times.
Maybe you have to do like an hour of skip cutscene. You know, if you've never done Hildibrand. Okay, so fucking what? Just do that then, you baby.
Is a quest-centric progression. The books is quest-centric for the most part.
Like the quest requirements for the resistance weapons. All of the Italy stuff, way longer. Barely any complaints about that one.
Yeah.
Aside from people who might have just like started or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Yeah.
Well,
and if you can't get groups for the trials, unsync them.
Okay, so the other part of this, the aggression, is that they feel like this is a cop-out because this means we're not getting in a Bosnia-style zone. But when they announced the Bosnia-style zone, I feel like almost the same people were screaming, this is bullshit, we need another way of getting the relic, and they're like, okay, here's some boring-ass fucking dungeon grind. You're like, they go, we can just grind dungeons! And then they're like, okay, we'll go back to that now, probably. That's what I'm just guessing that's what they've done now. And they're like, where's the Bosnia zone? I can't do Bosnia! Like, that's fucking gremlins.
I think you can't assume that these are all the same people. I do think that,
but I recognize a lot of the rhetoric
opinions here. But yes, it is funny.
Yeah, I'm sure they've figured that every time they release a relic, there's pushback because no one can decide on what the best way to make a relic system is. Like no one. You can't please everyone. No. It just isn't working.
But that's
funny
okay.
Part is I'd say they probably got it right in A Realm Reborn.
Yeah, and that seems to be what they're going back to.
There were they weren't fun steps necessarily. I wouldn't call them great steps, but they were all quite varied.
And if you
the books especially were interesting. There were just too many books.
Also, I will say, a lot of people are like, oh, but Hildibrand is a comedy quest line. Have you done the relic quests? Like, there's literally comedy in all of them. Have you the Rowena like drunk
leave Geralt alone.
Geralt is a drunkard, and remember that scene when he like danced with Rowena in a wedding dress out in the water outside of like remember when they were like, oh, you're gonna destroy your relic, do you want to continue? And then the old man and the other guy, Geralt, doing like doing like the fucking album pose in front of like the whole relic quest has always been fucking weird. So the people that are coming with that as well, like, I don't know which relic you've been working on, dude. So either that,
all of them have comedy,
or maybe a lot of the people that are complaining are people that have skipped all the relic cutscenes and always thought, oh, this is just big grand adventure. I don't know.
No, that I think it's people that skip the cutscenes anyway. It's just they're annoyed. Now I've got more cutscenes to have to skip through.
If that's your problem in this game, then you have very little. Stop complaining.
There are people that play this game not for the story, as surprising as that is.
I know, and for them, you can skip cutscenes.
Surprising.
You can skip
and
them.
I will also say Hildibrand is a very specific type of comedy that for some people just really does not hit. So I can understand why you might not want to do it for that reason, but as we said, you can skip.
And
so
we don't know
who play this game for like savage raiding. They get like one bit of content like once a year now.
Yeah.
Maybe twice a year.
I have a friend that plays this game because they like grinding things.
Yeah.
Oh, the number go up kind. Yes.
The number go up kind of person.
Yeah.
I think they do play that as well.
Oh, good on them.
And also, a lot of the complaints about this is also based on nothing. We know really nothing about what this entails, other than quest-centric progression.
But Hildibrand is silly.
He make Gmod faces.
Gmod face.
It's only unlocked through the somehow further Hildibrand adventures.
Yes.
It's not tied to them.
No.
It's similar to how the Four Lords questline was unlocked through the MSQ, but is not tied to the MSQ.
They probably need you to have done Hildibrand so that you understand who they are, because the weapons are Manderville. And if you don't know, and you think that you're going to get like a cock and balls, like, that they're just going to be stupid looking weapons.
So they used my weapon entry.
Hildibrand is a man, like he's a renowned fucking goldsmith. Like he can make really cool looking weapons that don't look like cock and balls. But whatever. I don't know what all the huffing and puffing is about.
I think it's weird that people are anti Mandeville when he's such an like god, but it's like one of the best guys in the realm. Yeah, like for charity and things.
I think people are like, I like God, but when he's wearing his cloak. I don't like God, but when I see him in his underwear.
He's the saint of Nemea. Yeah. He's
Mela.
Christmas.
Oh, don't say that.
There are children watching.
Sorry. He's no, Santa Claus is real.
Saint of Nemea.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thank God. I rolled that back.
It was a joke. Saint of Nemea will bring you presents if you've been a good boy or girl.
But so whatever. People will be complaining. I don't think we've ever had a relic release a relic reveal that everyone has liked. Like there's always people are crying about everything. So
but this is the most controversial, I think. Because it's completely unfounded at this point.
No,
you don't think Eureka was
Eureka? I think this one is that reveal was not controversial.
Yeah, the reveal wasn't controversial.
We had no idea what to
expect. The content was.
We covered the reveal. I think it was pretty controversial when it came out.
We had no idea what to expect with Eureka.
They were super hush hush. Remember, it was revealed before the expansion came out, and then it wasn't even added for 6 months to a year.
Again, I will also say for the people that have not done Hildy and they feel like they don't have the time, this will be out in 6.25. So
that's probably early October.
Yeah.
Probably another 4 months away, yeah.
So if it takes you 4 months to get through Hildibrand, that's not going to happen. If you
have so much time.
Yeah.
So you can probably get through from A Realm Reborn to current Hildibrand in a weekend.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, probably in a day.
That's a long day for you, I think.
Yeah, I mean, but if you're ready,
but you probably could do it.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you like shirtless Highlanders.
Yeah. I just want to say that I always enjoy when we get new relics because it's always the same. There's always the same crying, and then the people defending it on one side, and I sit on Reddit and I scroll.
It's going to be the same this time. I like the glows. Rollo hates the glows.
Yeah. That's going to be.
Maybe I'll finish it this time, though. Who knows? I got so close with the Eureka, and then I was like, "This isn't."
And then Rollo inexplicably does the entire relic step, but just never gets the relic.
No. Yeah.
Or he throws it out after he's gotten enough to make it.
Gotta hate.
Remember when Rollo just cleared Eureka without doing the relic? Like, what is that?
Out of spite. Simply out of spite.
I have a theory as to why Godbert's being tied to the relic step is because I feel like they think, this is just a theory, that it's possible that with the direction the Hildibrand questline is going, Godbert and Julian they can't think of a way to make them relevant. Because, you've seen us on the moon. Why would they end up there?
Right. Yeah. True.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I hope the astrologian weapon is his pinch nay.
Okay. Moving on. New tribal quests. And they are the Omicrons.
They've reconfirmed this is Poggy. This is Poggy. They've reconfirmed this is the half hatch. I still don't like that.
I also somewhat agree with you. Although I feel this might be a bad opinion, but I'm a bit sick of all of the tribes starting at rank 4.
It feels really weird. I don't know why.
Start at rank 1.
Well, I think the idea is that we're starting at a higher rank because we already have relationships with these tribes.
I get it, and they work out fine in terms of number of weeks. They're quite quick these days.
Hey, maybe the Omicrons will start at a lower level because we don't have as strong a relationship with them.
It would make sense, and if they don't, it'll be a bit strange. But I feel that it just feels strange to me. Like they've decided we can't be bothered to make enough quests for this one.
Yeah, because they started doing that in like Shadowbringers.
Stormblood.
Or was it Stormblood? They started that early with it.
Stormblood
was when they did the big rework in Beast Tribes. It's never changed since.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, tribes.
Yeah. I understand that they
whatever. They're very formulaic now.
Yeah.
That is a fair point, chat. That the idea that you already have to do quests to unlock them anyway. So maybe that's
fair too.
Yeah.
The Omicrons don't need friends, so
no, they need resources.
Well, they released this photo, which is of that.
This makes me happy.
Little village area before the very
end of the edge of the universe.
What's interesting about this picture? See those people at the table? Those are from the second part of Dead Ends.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, yeah.
They are.
That is true.
Gonna have Space Marines
and the bartender.
But we talked about how awkward it'll be for new players finishing Endwalker when they because in the game, at the end of the game, they make a point of this being like completely dead. And now it's just going to be full of people hanging out, doing tribe quests, deliveries.
That's all right.
It is possible that they will implement an instance instead for this place, just to keep it, because I think that will just ruin that moment when you get there.
I agree, but I'm still sure that the end walking thing is instanced up until the point where you get to the top with the flowers. I'm pretty sure it is.
Well,
the one with NPCs, like the ghosts, that's definitely instance for sure.
Yeah. That part's in. The part with Kai chat, I don't think that necessarily ruined it for people simply because Kai is on its own platform that you need flight to get to. This is an area that you access as part of the MSQ.
Yeah, the two big face, I can't remember what you would call them, just the two big face, they're always there. It doesn't ruin it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Just because chat's going off. I mean, if you're not playing MSQ with chat turned off, what's wrong with you? I don't want to see anyone or hear from anyone all day.
Right, same. Okay, so the dungeon for this patch 6.2 is called the Fell Court of Troya. So this is the style. So if you think back on the photo of the avatar of the Xenos' avatar,
Gamora,
it looks kind of like this to me, like the style of the wall and shit. So I have a feeling, if not a boss, at least it'll have been here, I think, or near it. Here's the outside of it.
Is this not the Dark Throne where Golbez is?
I don't know, Mela.
I can't remember what it looked like.
I haven't played
in the thing.
The observation that people have made is this looks awfully like the final dungeon in Final Fantasy IX.
Oh, the Pandemonium. Yeah. I mean, true, but the fell court of Troya. If it's a court, there must be a leader there, a king.
Yeah.
So surely we ascend and we get to Golbez with the 4 thrones of the elements, and that's how we start the trial series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who or what is Troya?
Must have been the name of, I'm going to say the 13th Ishgard. Based on the appearance of this.
Yeah. It could be. It doesn't.
All the show, we know from the first that they have their own version of basically the same kingdom. So I'm going to guess that all the shards are like that. So Troy is probably a city-state from the 13th.
Well, was it not theorized that the first looks a lot like the source because it's literally the first, so it's like the closest in like
that may be true as well.
And then they get more different the way further out they go.
Chad is correct. The final dungeon in Final Fantasy IX is called Memoria. And
Memoria.
This patch is titled?
Yeah.
Buried
Memories.
Oh, that is true.
What was in Memoria? We've played 9.
What was in Memoria?
Hey, that's all you.
Yeah, I don't remember.
The ending of 9 feels very weird. Like, it's very out of nowhere. So I there's parts of me that doesn't really remember it very well.
Troya in 4 is apparently related to the Earth Crystal. Never played it, so I guess it'll be related to the Earth Fiend. Yeah, that's what we were theorizing, or that this would at least lead to the trials.
Memoria has Tiamat in it.
Well, that doesn't make any
Memoria
sense.
has all 4 of the fiends in it.
Well, remember that we're in a patch that's 4 themed, so I feel like we're leading more towards 4 than 9.
4.
I think aesthetically, it's only really borrowing from Memoria. I don't think it's going to be plot-wise that similar to what it's did in Final Fantasy IX.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the dungeon. It's definitely on the 13th, though. I think for sure. Okay, so what a surprise. They won't tell us what the trials are. But again, I think based on what we've seen with Golbez, and he has the 4 fiends around him, so it's probably going to be the first one out of that. And going by the theory that this is an Earth aspect dungeon, I have a feeling it's going to be the Earth Fiend.
What was that one called? Like,
remember,
Acapella
Spaghetti
Caravaggio or something?
Yeah, something like that.
That's true. They didn't announce a trial series.
They didn't announce a trial series.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But I assume it's still a trial series of these 4 elementals within the void.
I mean, if they're part of the MSQ, is it really a trial series? Or is it just MSQ?
I suppose, yeah, it's just MSQ. But I believe it's correct that, because we'll do the dungeon and it will start to unlock the trials and we'll decide where we want to go.
Yeah.
Also, the last dungeon of Final Fantasy IX was the Crystal World.
That is also true. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Can I say that I am sick of this trend of them just putting question marks for content?
100%.
Yeah.
When it doesn't necessarily feel like when it feels really unnecessary.
Yeah.
I mean, why did they hide the name of the dungeon last time? It wasn't that special.
Oh yeah, true.
And why are they showing so much of this one when it kind of feels quite special?
Well, maybe go on, Rollo.
Maybe it's like a translation thing where like the names in different languages or even Japanese might be more indicative of what it is.
Possible.
Maybe.
Possible.
That's my guess.
I think we know what it is.
Well, we think, but we don't know, though, to be sure. Also,
they might have a special name.
Maybe translations aren't done yet, and they just want to confirm that. I don't know. It is weird. I can't really justify it. We know that they could have just had new trials, right? And be like, there are new trials. Obviously, there are new trials.
When they haven't even had names, they just gave us the name of the enemy.
Yeah.
Like the ruby weapon.
Right.
It's worth... When they do a one where it's called the Minstrel's Ballad, do they put that on here, even if it's question marks, or do they always just put brackets extreme?
They would just put brackets extreme.
Yeah.
So that's not indicative of anything.
No. Okay, on to the raids. The next part of the raid series
Norwegian
is Pandemonium, Abyssos, and Abyssos Savage. So that part not so, we expected that. They already mentioned it literally in
They said what the next section is. Yeah,
in the current series.
Which is an unusual name for like a middle section of a tower.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Is it a tower or is it like a dungeon?
But like
it's
like the Asphodelos field is very Grecian, and then just the abyss is kind of like okay.
Yeah,
it's not really part of Hades in any way, I don't think.
No. The big news here is that Savage is released by 1 week. Okay.
I mean, it's a big change to us. That number makes me...
I was waiting for you to... sorry, I thought... Yeah.
I thought you were
reason I
I
read
first.
pushing the release of Savage by 1 week wasn't even saying what it was actually saying.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah. Savage is real.
It doesn't make a difference.
A week later.
I've heard people like Savage Raiders. I've heard mixed feelings from Savage Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Some are happy that they won't have to rush through normal and they get more chance to practice. Some are annoyed because they want to get stuck in, but you're all on a level playing field, so it doesn't matter.
So, for those that feel like it's been done before, that's for launch of the after the expansion launch, which when I saw this, I'm like, well, that's business as usual, but no, it was not. This is not normal. So yeah, this is a test. So so that you can enjoy the other content before you have to start rushing through Savage. Because
yeah, it normally releases after 2 weeks.
1 week.
1 week?
1 week, yeah.
Is it 1 week and now it's 2 weeks?
Wait, what are you talking about? What are you asking?
The difference between when the normal version and then Savage unlocks.
Oh, no, that used to be the same day.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Oh, right.
After an expansion, that would be 2 weeks later, they would release...
Oh, right, yeah, it's just the expansion one. That's
that's only for launch, yeah.
Yeah, it should always be by a week.
Yeah, I think that's fine, because people that are in like hardcore raiders will literally only do the Savage raid immediately when the patch drops, and then that will be the game for them for a long time.
Oh, yeah, because if it's tied to MSQ in any way, they just skip the MSQ.
Yes. Yes.
And this might be interesting because it might allow more people to enjoy watching Savage Raiders at the launch of the content.
True.
Because normally people are doing the MSQ, doing other content at the start of a patch.
True.
Now it's going to be a week dedicated to it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. It helps with community and like world first stuff.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, look at the sticky green web. Gross.
Yeah, they showed us one of the arenas which has sticky goo everywhere. I don't know if what that means. It doesn't really give us any pointers of what kind of boss
it's just going to be some random monster like the second two bosses of the first tier, in my opinion.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but there it is. Yeah, go on, Gary.
I have to say, I'm not invested in the the Pandemonium questline so far.
Nah.
No, I agree with you. It's very... I mean, people have made this joke, but it's like, you do the quest line, and it's like, La Habrea fucked.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't disagree.
I'm not saying it doesn't have potential, but
No.
It was not a super amazing start, I think. I mean, it was cool that we saw, what's his face? The Heart of Zodiac kid.
Oh.
Temis.
Yeah.
But it's nothing super is going on right now.
Right.
Not a hot
so long
start.
as well. I feel like I'm like not invested right now in this story. So hopefully this patch will have a pretty good story.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of that arena from 2, it would either be Beelzebub or Zombie Borgin, which I doubt will be in this game. It could be a zombie person.
Have we fought
like
anything from the dungeon from the other
there's
game?
Astaroth as well, but then there's Tiamat, which I don't think we can.
Well, Mela, in the first one, have we fought any bosses from Pandemonium? Like in the current tier?
We've only fought Hippocampus and Phoenix.
Yeah,
and they weren't in 2.
No. So I don't know.
So no,
I'm
not sure it's taking them from there. But
No.
I live in hope that Beelzebub will be in.
I mean, that would be cool. It is Beelzebub, so yeah.
That would be cool. I feel like we're going to stick to original things. I feel like everything in the first tier of our Pandemonium was original.
And I think that's what the vision that they're going for. Because 9 had a Pandemonium as well, and that didn't really pull from 2 either, did it? Oh god, let's not go down this hole.
Let's not go down that hole. They did say that both raid tiers this expansion are going to be Final Fantasy storylines, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But come on, Beelzebub. Don't you want to see him in this engine? Yes, you do.
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah, of course.
Dude.
Okay, so for the Unreal trial, quite excitingly, we got the reveal that the Unreal will be Containment Bay S1T7, also known as Sephiroth. So
the best extreme in the game.
Heavenswood raids had Heavenswood trials had really good names, didn't they?
yeah. Really memorable.
They might have had bad names, but almost every Heavenswood raid trial was fantastic.
Well, he did. There's a big asterisk on this for the people that have fond memories like Mela of Sephiroth. First of all, there's the nerfs that are already in place, but also there are additional nerfs coming to this specific version. So it's not going to be like launch Sephiroth. That one's dead.
It is designed to be content that you do twice a week.
Yes.
So they don't want people to get burnt out on it.
Yeah.
I am fine with that because Shiva was overtuned.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Didn't like Shiva.
No.
This is a hard fight anyway, mechanically.
Mm-hmm.
This feels like the first real Unreal that it's like, okay, these are like the good fights I enjoy.
Ultimate Weapon.
I agree.
Well, Ultimate Weapon, but Ultimate Weapon was like... Ultimate Weapon is good because it's a very like
it's formulaic. It's a nice dance.
Yeah, it's a dance. You learn the dance, you know the fight. Sephiroth is like when they really. This is when the dev team had figured out how to do.
This is when
fights.
they made mechanics.
Yeah, mechanics that were very unique to the bosses.
And they feel in line with what we have now too.
Yeah.
Yes. The aesthetic of this slide is very interesting between the Island Sanctuary in the background and Sephiroth on the right-hand side of the screen.
That's true. Oh god, that owl is terrified.
It's going to be a good patch. See if we can beat him. He is difficult.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we can beat him. If we can't, I'll be very disappointed.
We thought we could beat Shiva.
That's true.
Yeah, well, that was overtuned. So
that one
it was overtuned, and that's not even a hard fight.
And I believe they also admitted that they had overtuned her, and they had tried to like nerf her. I think, or did they just remove her? I don't remember.
They just removed
no, they closed it, didn't they? No, that was Leviathan.
We didn't even go into Leviathan because that fight sucks.
Because that was entirely just because we hate Leviathan.
Yeah, it's such a horrible fight.
That we had. Of all the Unreals, we had the longest time to do Leviathan and we never touched it.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Mm-hmm. All right. Job adjustments was also mentioned. But the funniest part here. So there's PvE and PvP adjustments coming with 6.2.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But the adjustments that they had planned for Dragoon and Astrologian were so big that they had to be postponed. They just couldn't do it in time. So for those that were worried, I'm sorry, but you're just going to have to be anxious throughout 6.2 as well.
So, Dragoon
wait for those thick updates to Dragoon and Astrologian.
Dragoon seems so unnecessary. I've seen a lot of people...
There's like a little bit going on that could be done better, I think. Overall, I think it's still very well designed.
Extensive adjustments?
Yeah, extensive. I have seen more people saying... More Dragoon players saying that they don't want it changed than people that do, in my experience.
But those astrology changes, they're trying, I guess. I maybe this time.
No, Rollo? No.
I've
Not
given
this
up.
time.
You know what? I just play Sage now, and I have fun as a healer.
Yeah.
That's
Isn't that
all.
funny?
Mhm.
The man has been made to just not want to play the class he likes anymore.
No.
Yeah.
Is Rollo the only person you know that pronounces it astrologian?
Astrologian. Astrologian's fine though because astrology. I don't
It's
think
just that I'd never heard it until Rollo said it like that, and I've just accepted
Really?
that he says it that
Wow.
way.
Okay.
Yeah.
that's all right. It's like that person who said near automata in that.
No, that was
Oh,
disgusting.
Automata.
No, that's unacceptable.
That
don't,
guy was
don't say
awful.
that to me anymore.
Okay, so yeah, there you go. Critical and direct hit adjustments are also coming, which are adjustments for instances in which buffs, debuffs, and attributes related to critical/direct hits do not result in expected benefits.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what that means.
No, and even though they tried to explain it, it essentially didn't really. I still didn't quite get what
I
they
just
meant.
assume they're going to be doing something for our benefit from what it
Yeah,
means.
it's good probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't often do things that are bad for us.
No.
And if they do,
but
they
it's-
normally explain why.
Yeah, and they
It's
will
just, I
explain
can't
more
think
in
of
part
times
2.
when that, I can't think of an example of
No.
when it's given me an unexpected non-benefit
Right. Yeah.
detriment.
Yeah.
Don't give me direct hit heals even.
Well, they will go more in depth in part 2, which
Yes.
do we have a date? I don't think they gave us a date for the next live
No,
letter.
they didn't give us a date, but
5th of August is my guess.
Yeah.
yeah, I would suspect the first week of August
Yeah.
or the second. First week of August, last week of July, around then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then they talked about PvP. Series 2 will begin with
Mhm.
season.
Just confirm there, the series is the battle pass. So
That is-
6.2 is when you need to have the armor buy. And I did one crystalline conflict the other day, and even though we won, I just turned the game off.
What?
Mm.
What
I
happened?
don't know why. I just don't like jumping in and doing this fight over and over again at the moment.
Mm,
So, but I need to get on it. Maybe I want to
I mean,
do it as a group would be nice.
yes.
you can also get Series XP from Frontlines Mailer if you
That's
want to
true.
mix.
Yeah, that's true.
Someone
yeah.
posted a calculator where it works out what you need to do to get to the level you want in the battle pass, and it was like win 110 more, crystalline conflict matches to get to level 25. I can't be bothered.
Oh, I think Discord just shot itself. That was just Discord. Okay.
That was weird.
That was not Windows 11. All right. Right. So, I think Discord is actually having some real problems.
Yeah,
right
Georgi and
now.
Rollo keep. Oh,
Well,
Rollo's
Rollo
back
is
now.
moving. Georgi keeps going.
Is he?
Rollo, he is moving.
Oh, I'm dying.
Yeah,
He
there you
freezes sometimes though.
are. Can you change? Can someone? Do I have to change read? Oh God, I hate this.
Okay. Oh, are we alive now? Oh my God. What was
I can
happening?
change.
All right, you are back now. Rollo was
Oh,
moving,
okay.
but Georgi was just frozen. All right.
Okay.
Welcome back. So, PvP Series 2, yeah, it begins with patch 6.2, and then Season 3 of Crystalline Conflict will begin on July 5th with the release of patch 6.18. That is Season 3 of
No,
Crystalline
no,
Conflict.
season 2 starts with
Oh,
patch
sorry.
6.18.
Yeah, sorry.
Season 2.
3 of Crystalline Conflict starts with patch 6.2, and Season 2 will begin on Tuesday, July 5th with the release
Yes.
of patch 6.18.
Now, when
So
does
seasons
season
are
1
about
begin?
2. Yeah, it appears that seasons are about 2 months long.
Yeah, looks like it, yeah.
You could try and work. If you would figure out when season 1 began up until the 5th, and then add that many weeks on,
Mhm.
and see if it's around the end of August, you should be able to figure out when the patch is out.
Yeah.
Ultimately, yes.
But the biggest news, Rival Wings returns
Oh.
with patch 6.2.
Rifle what?
Exactly.
Content that they let die immediately. Wow.
Yeah.
A straggler, what?
Oh, that's never
Don't get your
coming
hopes
back,
up for a
sure.
straggler. It's just going to be the Death Valley one.
Yeah.
Whatever that's called.
No, I can't remember what it's called.
To be fair, I think the second map was better.
The second map is better.
missed a straggler because it was cool. I want 2 maps.
Yeah.
I mean, think of all the feast maps that we can't use anymore.
You know what?
Rest in
This needs to
peace.
change.
Rest
Yoshi
in peace.
B, this needs to change. You can't keep adding a map for a game mode and removing all the previous old maps for it and just expect it to be okay.
It's interesting because 14 has like always had this. They if they have an asset, they will not waste it. It will be reused or re-implemented. But with PV, like with Rival Wings and PvP, they're like, fuck it. Fuck it. We made this lichen weed map in West.
Immediately get rid of it.
And a week later, yours goes, fuck it, thrash it.
I don't
trash
like it.
Throw it away.
Come up with one with the crystal tower instead.
Here's an idea, guys. Just lots of gaudy gold shit in the crystal tower. That's what we need. What is this lichen weed? A tree? What is that? That's bullshit. No one wants to fight near a tree. They need gaudy gold and blue eye-searing crystal. That's what they want.
It needs to feel like a sports event.
Yes.
Make some ugly getting rid of the entire
balloons.
Game mode.
And make the arena change so that they're on their toes. And then 1 week later, fuck that changing the arena thing. Stop that. Trash it. Throw it away. And then a week later, close the arena. We are done.
The feast is over.
The feast has ended.
Go home.
That's how it works.
That's PvP in this game.
Yeah.
What? Good netcode. We're not
Trash
making
it.
money.
Remove it. Okay. But also, main scenario.
Oh yeah.
There are continued improvements being done to main scenario quests. They are adding duty support to Snowcloak, the Keeper of the Lake, Somal, the Airy, and the Vault.
I think we just need a quick trigger warning for people who loved Azael.
Okay.
Just brace yourselves.
Oh, right, because here she is.
She's there.
There she is.
Oh my god, my queen!
Yeah, there she is with her one-handed...
McQueen.
McQueen. There she is with her black mage one-handed...
She was cool, though, Azael was. It is sad.
Azael? Yeah.
What dungeon is that?
That's Snowcloak.
Snowcloak.
It's not Snowcloak.
On the path up?
No, this is
Somal.
Yeah.
I think it's Somal, yeah.
Yeah, Somal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes more sense, because this party makes sense for Somal and the Airy.
Oh, yes.
Not the Vault.
Snowcloak won't make any sense with her because we're running after her in we're looking for her.
I'm curious to who the support NPCs will be for Snowcloak and Keeper of the Lake. I don't know if it would necessarily make sense for it to be the same ones we've had.
Conjurer, Laments and Musketeer.
Trying to think about who was outside of before we went in.
Guards,
Minfilia was
Ishgardian Guards.
Minfilia and
Alphinaud
Alphinaud were the only two that were there.
Yeah.
Minfilia's not going to be...
Oh, yeah, we do have...
Useless.
You know what? That makes sense, chat. They'll probably do Crystal Braves.
Oh, that too. Yeah, Crystal Braves.
Do you think that would be fair if you're doing this solo and you get Minfilia in your dungeon, so you just got 3 party members because she's deeply useless? That'd be so...
Why are you so mean?
She's dead,
What's she
Mila.
gonna do?
She's dead. How dare
Oh,
you?
Mother Crystal. Protect us all.
Oh my god.
Okay. Anyways, so that's cool. There are more. This is big news. Steps of Faith
this
is
isn't
now
big
a
news.
solo quest
It's big
battle.
news, whether or not you like it.
True, yeah, it is big news. It's sad though.
This is not
the evil has
fucking
been
sad.
defeated.
The Steps of Faith has
Sometimes feeling a bad emotion, Lukiel, is good enough, so you at least feel an emotion. When you queue Trial Roulette and you get Steps of Faith for the 6th time in a row and you just can't be bothered anymore.
I'm sure
At least you felt
I
something.
understand that some people are sad, but I don't know why. I will never understand it.
Yeah,
but
the trials suck.
It's content we're losing, like PvP content we're losing.
Well, you're
It's
not
more content that's going away.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember Steps of Faith?
Good riddance.
Originally, though, do you remember how hard that trial was?
Yeah, there will be players in the near future, not in the near future, in the distant future, that will be like, why is it called the final Steps of Faith?
Yeah,
Where was the first Steps of Faith?
No, because they did. Oh, I wonder. I guess
it'll be a quest battle. They might keep the name somehow.
The quest might be renamed. I think the quest for it is called the Steps of Faith. That like leads into it, I think, or maybe they'll just rename it to it.
Who remembers quest names?
I don't really.
I just remember the funny ones that are bad.
Yeah.
I only remember the Omicron.
Wake me up before you tomorrow. That one I will never forget.
That's a great quest name.
Yeah, it is.
Ifrit blades, we can kill it.
That too. Classic. Okay, so Steps of Faith is now a solo quest battle. That means that when you reach that point, you're
no longer gated out of the rest of the entire MSQ if you're bad.
Right. It has become an instance battle.
It's so funny to think that there are people who just couldn't play Heavens. Because they just couldn't beat this fight.
It sucks so much, though.
I know it sucks so much, and it was really hard at launch, and I'm sure, lots of bad groups, but it's so funny.
Yeah.
Expansion.
I can't remember the last time we've gotten through even the second gate when I've been running, when I get in trial roulette recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy.
It has been nerfed down.
I miss seeing all the explosions at the end.
I
think when I first won that fight, we were like, it was close to the gate.
Mm-hmm. It was the same with me.
Yeah. Okay, duty that has been revamped is Thorn March, and they made it clear that that's because this will be the first 8-man duty that you encounter with real people. They'd had to tune it to become like it is now the Cape Westwind, I guess, in a way, because it's the first.
No, that's a solo trial now.
Yeah.
No, this is the Cape Westwind.
Right.
This is your first 8-man encounter, so they have to tune it so that it is very, very easy. Baby's first 8-man, essentially.
I mean, they also could be revamping it for the sake of whenever and if they make duty support for trials.
That too.
I don't know how AI would deal with the current Thorn March.
No.
Although there's an agreed upon order in parties, that's not necessary. As long as
it's not anymore, but it's still annoying.
Yeah. Well, we don't know exactly what they've done to it. They didn't say, but it is being changed. Now to something that is very exciting.
Genuinely, yeah.
Variant dungeons.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That is epic.
This is what. So they preface this by saying this is what they previously referred to as criterion dungeons, but
which is an interesting thing to say because I think they gave so little info on criterion dungeons that the fact that they've repurposed its name later on is irrelevant. They could have just said this is a new thing called variant dungeons.
Yeah. So to give an overview of what a variant dungeon is, so they are variable level difficulty dungeons previously introduced as criterion dungeons, which level 90 casual play for 1 to 4 players, 4-player party when matched.
Up to 4, that's so you can solo.
So you can solo this, yes. There are no role restrictions and job changes are permitted within the dungeon.
It's pretty impressive too.
Yes.
Is it that impressive? There are previous zones that you can do it in.
It's only like PvP.
It's like in special instances, like
and Eureka.
Oh, and Eureka.
Yeah, but these are special. This is a dungeon.
It's a dungeon, so it feels interesting.
And then even,
but I believe it just. What I'm saying is they have the infrastructure.
Yes, but they haven't utilized it in dungeons until now. Enemy strength. This is also interesting. So if you go in with just 1, enemy strength will be scaled to the amount of people in your party. So if you're 1, it'll be extra hard.
So like if Luke Keel goes in, it'll be pretty easy. But if I went in, they'd be as strong as if it was for a 4-player party because I'm so good at the game.
Route of progression branches based on player action. And that is that is sort of the gimmick of this type of dungeon, because we can talk about that. So this is what they're moving on. The rest was the spoken part of it was. So there will be, or is it in a slide? I don't think it is in a slide. No. So there's an NPC in here. No, never mind. It is here. Oh, sorry. Oh god, I need to load the rest of the slides.
You need the rest of the slides.
Yeah.
They talk about it much later on. This is just the overview, but it's kind of like you were going to say, like the 1.0 dungeons where it had multiple branches. I would like it if it had, like, in 1.0 dungeons where, like, if you killed like the speedrun boss or whatever, you'd get a chest, and if you do this objective, you get a different chest, and you can try and get as many chests as you can. I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
Well, as of right now, the aesthetic reminds me of 1.0, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I am wondering what the reward is, though. They still haven't, like...
Yeah, rewards
chest
were not...
homes?
They have not told us anything about that.
They didn't say anything about that, sadly.
So, one theory that I've seen is that this will be tied to the relic quest line.
Because it says a certain someone. It says with explore the depths.
Could that certain someone be Godbert or Gil?
That would be interesting. Yeah, I can see that. I can see the link there.
Because remember, the Sildine subterranean, for those of you Realm Reborn Hildibrand spoilers, there are zombies involved, and that was how Sildine was taken down.
Yep.
So
yeah,
there is a connection there.
There is a connection, yeah.
That is true.
I'm sorry, while I was loading the slides, of course, didn't hear a word you were saying. Did you talk about the different paths?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
So we can move on to the next slide. So they released a screenshot of the...
This one looks nice.
Nice little raise.
Yeah.
What is most interesting about this is the massive hole in the ceiling. This is the hidden Sildian subterranean dungeon.
Well,
but it just is accessible from the sky.
We don't have access to all of the old ruins of Sildi, so
no, but it's interesting. I also like the massive metal pipe.
Yes.
Also, we don't know if this has not been explored already.
Right. That's also true.
That's true. Also, that could have been Ishtola doing that. You're right, Jack.
It is exciting to see the more ruins of Sildi. Like I've always been sad that we never the only thing we have is like the Lost City or whatever it's called up in the north. But isn't that supposed to be Belladaya? The one that's there's Belladaya, there's Sildi, and Ul'dah, right?
I think the Lost City was part of Sildi. Belladaya is Khan
with the big statue people.
Yeah.
That was still Sildi.
So the Lost City is what was... Yeah, and that sort of just drops down into, nothingness. So that's all we have of those ruins.
No, the Lost City, I think, actually is Belladaya, because if I remember correctly, the gold saucer minigame, where you jump all over that statue, is called the Fall of Belladaya. So, I think that is Belladaya.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah. I thought my Ul'dah lore is a little rusty. But either way, it's good to... Because we don't really have a lot of ruins from the old cities. Sildi being sort of... So Ul'dah and Sildi broke out of Belladaya, if I remember correctly. So those two became rival...
Split because two brothers were born into the... Thorn Dynasty, or was it after that? Or before? No, I think it was before the Thorn Dynasty.
Thorn Dynasty
was part of Ul'dah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either way, Ul'dah won and Sildi fell apart when zombies. Read up on the lore. It's actually
powder at them.
Sildi is really interesting. It's a very interesting lore. You learn more about it.
It is. I also like dungeons that are dungeony. So this is dungeony.
Yeah.
And considering this is a location in Eorzea, it is possible that the further criterion / variant dungeons will provide us with greater opportunity to explore Eorzea and potentially, for Lucia, Gelmora.
It could happen to you. Who knows?
That is true.
Gelmora.
They'll turn Westroud into a variant dungeon.
Yeah, so these could potentially be big lore things for the what are these called again? These are the variant
dungeons.
So that's
Not
where we
to be confused.
So we thought, okay, well, all right, I guess that's okay. But then they're like, but wait, there's more. There's another path.
Another path.
Criterion dungeons. Now
this is when, because we went into this thinking, hang on, is that casual, 1 to 4 player casual content? That's not what we're after. A bit of mid-core 4 player content. That's what we've always wanted.
Yep. And here it is, level 90, high difficulty challenge for 4-player parties. Yeah, this is high difficulty. Party must comprise of 1 tank, 1 healer, and 2 DPS. So they enforce roles here. It's visually similar to variant dungeons, but overall structure and / enemy strength are entirely different. Route is predetermined, and no NPCs accompany you. So now it's more of an actual dungeon, where more
traditional.
This is more traditional.
Structure being entirely different is an interesting phrase.
Yeah,
that makes it sound like a hard mode alternative, like a completely different route.
Yeah,
so that's cool.
But then they go. Yeah,
it may not be, but it sounds like it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But then we're like,
it could just be one path.
So like, okay, mid-core, all right. Still, you could feel like some people were still ready to complain. They had their pitchforks ready, sharpened, ready to scream. They already had the Hildibrand thing going. The tears were running, and they were like ready to scream. And then like, wait, there's more.
Oh,
there is another another path. There is a savage mode of the another path.
4-player savage.
Yeah. So
God, that's cool.
So you have a casual, mid-core, and hardcore version, you could say, of these dungeons. So this is the Another Sildi Subterrane and Another Sildi Subterrane Savage. Another dungeons are high difficulty by default, with Savage providing additional challenges. They did actually say that the first one, the Another Sildi Subterrane, is equal to Extreme, and then Another Sildi is Savage. So there you go. We have all 3 tiers.
Get ready to run some ass, everyone.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. Ass Savage.
Yeah. Ass Savage. That is that I'm sure that's not gonna.
That's the official name. It's. I mean, I was upset for only 1 per patch. Especially with the roadmap, and we're only getting like 3 for the full expansion.
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting 3 tiers.
But we're getting 3 tiers, so it's.
Yeah,
it's okay.
You essentially get, even though there are 3 dungeons, you get 2 types of content. You get a lore dump, and then you get like whichever difficulty you want, like extra. I mean,
this is ostensibly the first time we're getting 2 dungeons in a patch since.
True. Also,
4.4.
I don't remember.
Remember when we used to get 3?
Yes. We're boomer talking now. So in Another Sildi Subterrane, you have to be 4 players.
The middle version.
Yeah. The big gimmick here is that normal methods of resurrection are prohibited, but each player is granted a limited number of revival actions. So, like a Baldessian Arsenal or
like
Rathalos. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, in
Rathalos is like you get a healing item.
You get a heal item, but then you get revived automatically. So I don't think it's comparable.
Yeah, you get revived automatically. There's only three reses for the whole party.
Okay, I guess you get a number of because you don't actually use the revive there. You are automatically revived. In BA, you have to bring your revival actions, but it's kind of like both.
It won't be like BA.
Well, it's kind of BA, but you've already been given the item.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's that. So limits to revive, so you don't want to die. Defeated enemies do not revive after party chaos. So when we saw that the first time, we're like, okay, well, yeah, dungeon.
A real ass dungeon.
Yeah, just like a dungeon, eh? Well, then we go to Savage. This is for preformed parties, so force. There's no matchmaking. Can't duty finder this one.
Doesn't he? No raid finder. That's what it's called, isn't it?
Yeah, no raid finder. You have to preform.
It's a bit confusing.
All methods of resurrection are prohibited here. So if you die, you die, and all defeated enemies will revive after party chaos. So the entire dungeon resets.
Yeah, it's like a trial, except it's the entire thing.
Yes. Also, enemies become much stronger if they're not defeated within a certain time limit.
They have berserk modes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So...
It sounds so fun.
Yeah. This sounds like the kind
Although
of...
I guarantee...
Yeah, go on.
Once you hit that time limit, it either becomes so hard that there's no point going on, or it's just annoying that people will just be like, all right, we'll leave and restart.
Right.
Yes.
But,
Yeah.
It's so cool.
This is the kind of content you just know that this is Yoshi P. Yoshi P pitched this.
Mm-hmm.
This is the kind of content he would like. So it's exciting.
Considering that it has pre-form parties of 4 with no matching available, it just takes me back to A Realm Reborn. I hope it's like whenever you had to queue up for like, what's it called? Chimera. You had to go out and stand in front of where the trial was because it wasn't in the duty finder.
Oh yeah.
We shouldn't be no party finder listing for this. And if you group via party finder, you can't queue for it. You have to go to the place and shout, I'm a tank and I want to do another Sildine Subterranean Savage.
Yoshi P insisted upon the ass name, of course, as well. Yes.
Oh yeah.
So there you go. That's very exciting. These dungeons that's new content. This is content that a lot of people have been requesting. This is 4-man hardcore content potentially. So yeah, we've on this podcast we've been requesting it quite a lot.
I love that they said Rathalos was their first experiment into it, and it's taken them like 2 more expansions since then.
Yeah.
I'm glad they committed to it. Yeah, whatever. Sure.
Yeah. Okay, now on to the main dish, I suppose, for us, the Island Sanctuary. Island Sanctuary bit. There was a lot of. I mean, obviously they had the artwork as like the start slide for the live letter. So we're like, oh shit.
This
so
is the
ready
big
for Island Sanctuary.
Footage.
It's going to be lots of
ready
like demos.
For the gameplay reveal.
We'll know everything. No, they immediately say it is not ready. We cannot demo anything. But they did give us a lot of information, so don't worry. There is a lot in here. They went through the basics. This we already knew. Build your own personal island sanctuary. Enjoy new casual solo gameplay. Gather materials. Care for creatures. Build facilities. Craft items and more. There's a couple of things there that I don't think we heard before, like build facilities. I think was new, which is exciting.
Is a unique choice of word.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, like, what is a facility?
Is it like Satisfactory, where we can make a conveyor belt production line?
Yeah, but you can see in the background of the artwork, there's like a windmill. So maybe we can build certain things, like to make flour. Like, I don't know how extensive this goes.
Chocobo flour.
Maybe not that. Okay, so
Chocobo lard.
And then they made it clear that you don't need any experience as a disciple of the land or hand. So this will
we can just shove hordes of chocobo into like the sweltering factory to render off their lard.
Jesus.
What a game!
I want to turn some chocobos into glue. You know, I think they've had it coming.
Okay. Anyways,
you see that owl? We could.
All right.
That's what the muscle horses are for, Rollo.
Come back to me. It is important. This is interesting because this will not. You cannot level Disciples of Hand or Land here. It seems this is a completely separate game.
An enclosed system.
Yeah, and that becomes more clear as we progress through here. But this really is its own game within 14. So they show us this.
Oh my god! It's a penne.
They show a censored piece of an island.
Is this not the stupidest thing they've ever done?
No.
It's cool. What are you talking about?
I love these massive census squares as well. They really don't want you to see any detail.
I wonder if it's because it already has some stuff on it. That must be the only reason why. But then if
we could get a Japanese expert to demosaic it.
Specifically a Japanese expert for no reason. So this is the size of a Rogadon. They show a tiny Rogadon standing there just to show you the scale of the island.
I want to say, in regards to the censor squares, you can see that they bothered to censor like just below the square they've shown us.
Oh yeah,
and I want to know what's there.
No,
I don't know what they're hiding down there.
Yeah, there is something there, huh? Yeah, I don't know. This is an interesting. Where do you think it is? Is it off the coast of
It looks
Lenosha?
It looks kind of Lenosian because you can see the coral reef.
Yeah,
at the bottom, it kind of is very Sahagini.
I just feel like it's going to be somewhere like the Sea Elderlies or something.
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah.
It definitely is.
Yeah,
I would be very surprised if it's anywhere other than around there.
Yeah. Okay, so then they go on to talk about activities in the island sanctuary. So gathering materials from nature. This is interesting.
Wow.
Materials are island specific and take up separate inventory space.
Mm.
Now, what I would love is for it to, like, if this truly is a separate part of the game, that when you are within Island Sanctuary, it's like PvP. It like switches your inventory to Island Sanctuary inventory. So we don't need to have like another fucking button to be like, oh, where's my Island Sanctuary inventory? And then you click it and it takes forever to load, like the fucking Chocobo saddlebag. I hate the delay on the Chocobo saddlebag.
I hope it loads as quickly as the Shared Fates menu.
See, I don't...
No,
I don't think it's going to work out that way, Lakil, simply because I think you will still need access to your regular inventory while in there.
Yeah, but I hope that there will maybe a button on the inventory screen so I can at least quickly switch so I can press I to open.
There might be a button, but
I don't want another button.
There might be a button. But
I think
I agree with Mela. It'll take as long as the Shared Fates menu to open.
Yeah, it will.
You go to your character sheet, then you have to click on Island Sanctuary Profile.
Yeah.
And then once you go into your Island Sanctuary Profile, you'll have a button on there for Island Sanctuary Inventory.
Yeah.
Clicking that will then send a request to the server, and it will require manual input from a GM to allow you to view...
You're so nasty.
Maybe I just have my Chocobo saddlebag is full, just for everyone's information. And the delay isn't like the Shared Fates one. It's just I know that there's a delay. I feel it. I hear it.
There is a delay. It's not a significant delay.
No,
it's because it has to open your inventory before it opens the saddlebag for some reason.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Also remember, we're getting new servers for the EU, so maybe that will help.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I'm already excited. I can't say I'm excited for materials or items specific and take up separate adventures because I need to know the system.
Hope our audio listeners picked up what Mela said there. If you didn't just read what he just said, materials space.
Oh, sorry. Materials are item specific and take up separate inventory space as a concept because, you know, as cool as that is, what are we gathering? Are we gathering like 9,000 cabbages? Or like 50,000 different items? Or is it going to be like island, herb? And we can gather that from I need to know the systems more.
It's like Minecraft, so you don't know.
Well, no, it is specifically not like Minecraft. They made that clear during the live letter. They said this is not like Minecraft. Yeah. This is still 14, they said.
No, this is like Dragon Quest Builders.
Yeah.
This is kind of a lot like Rust.
So it also says craft tools from gathered materials. So there are specific tools for Island Sanctuary as well that will help you harvest new resources more effectively.
Which will go in your normal inventory. You have to equip them. It's like the Ixal daily quest.
Oh my god, yeah, the island is like Rust. It gets wiped every 30 days. There you go. So restart. Okay, anyways,
a tornado. Yeah, like a tornado or a hurricane hits the island every 30 days.
Yeah. You grow crops.
This is more of an explanation you get in Rust.
You grow crops. You plant and cultivate seeds you find on your island. They are different from estate crops. So again, completely separate universe here.
Sad.
Why?
Yeah, it would mean free garden for everyone, so there's no housing issue.
You can...
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
The cross breeding in this game is surprisingly in-depth and complicated and interesting.
Just
FC. Only housing people get to.
Yeah.
Okay, then this one is also interesting. There's a little bit of Pokemon in here, or Temtem. There's a little bit of Temtem in here.
Yeah, Temtems.
Better known series.
Yeah. You collect and care for various creatures. Keep an eye out for rare coloring and unique critters. So there are shiny Temtems in this world as well. So that's exciting. Sounds like there's a lot to do potentially here.
It does sound cool. I want to know about how we collect them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have
for the net.
I already have a pretty good solution. If you're listening, perhaps a Verminion battle.
Maybe
this is already in the game. So maybe a Verminion battle.
Well, maybe
to collect them.
Maybe. Do you think maybe some of the facilities are like places to keep your animals, your critters? Like maybe you need to build like
houses.
Like literally
to get them working. No animal lives free on my island.
You need a stable for chocobos and horses. You need like an aviary for.
You need a windmill for the horses to work in, pushing the spokes around.
Stop saying windmills.
The horse mill. They also say build a base of operations. You can customize its appearance and unlock further tools for development.
That sounds like Mog Station.
So it is important to note. What did you say?
Its appearance. Buy a new stronghold appearance.
Okay.
I don't know. We don't know how in-depth it is. We don't know. But I think that it's interesting that it says release the minions. Your favorite minions may wander freely within your base. So there are minions and critters. Like these are separate entities. You don't. You can also have your minions roam around.
Yeah, it's like the difference between minions and auspices.
Yeah.
We now also have critters.
So I'm assuming a horse is a critter because
a horse is indeed a type of critter. You should know this.
Yes. A horse is a critter.
Yeah, a horse.
I mean,
if you don't have a full stable of shiny horses,
I suspect critters are just going to use enemy models for the most part.
Oh god, yeah. Like like a shiny Oppo.
Yeah.
This is going to be like wild sheep.
Chigo. You know.
Oh yeah, wild Chigoes.
Yeah.
Which Caracal will be the shiny version?
There'll be a puke green one.
There you go. Now, what an exciting content. Create handicrafts. Assemble collected material into handicrafts and export them. Try to align exports with market demand for the best possible results. Now, again, this emphasizes how disconnected this is from the main game because handicrafts will be sold for island-specific currency, not gil. And the market is not affected by other players' action. Like, gameplay is not affected by other players' action, so the market is, like, fixed. Like, it is just a gameplay mechanic. So you can... You can't like affect it by selling like million island onions, right? It won't like kill the market. It'll probably stay static, and you'll just earn lots of island shekels.
Island currency, yeah.
Schmeckles.
Sorry, island schmeckles. Okay.
What do you think you can get with the schmeckles? Other than upgrades for your island,
horses for the mill.
I think that it's just going to be very like localized so that you can only use it in relation to other island sanctuary content.
The fastest windmill in the realm. I will have 1,000 horses constantly.
Meanwhile, like limbs, so they're like, "Oh my god, there's a storm!" It's like, "Oh, Mail, I got new horses."
Yeah,
just hear them whinnying.
Flour just everywhere.
It's just flour. What is this dust? Okay. Anyways, then it rains and it turns to glue.
Lemonson.
Everyone's like glued. Like, what is this?
Leminsons are going to be looking like kabuki play actors.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, handicrafts, separate part of the game. Earn rewards. Exchange accumulated island currency for special items. Like we said, we don't actually know what that is yet.
Items is a weird way of phrasing it. Like, it's not even like saying glamour or mounts.
It's
or
special
anything. It's
items.
special items.
Special items that
Could
can
be
only
a
use on your island.
customizable umbrella or something.
Mini
Customizable, like you can draw your own pattern.
Oh, like
They're
in
not putting that in the
Crossing.
game.
Wonder why. Okay, well, that was it for Island Sanctuary. They did tell us. Oh, never mind. This was also brought up. Yeah, because we started talking about it right before they showed us. Like, will we be able to invite friends over, or is this like so locked off that they can't do that? But no, you can. You can invite visitors or travel to the islands of friends and free company members. So there you go. Starting to sound a lot like Animal Crossing, like in the way that it works, like with like it being like its own little separate place. You invite visitors, hopefully easier than in Animal Crossing.
No. I want it to be exactly like Animal Crossing, where when someone joins or leaves, the whole island freezes.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck that. No.
Why did they have to do that?
Because
They did also bring up the potential idea of being able to invite NPCs to your island eventually.
yes, they
Oh,
did.
I
That
want
would
you
make
to
it more racy. It will be very lonely
Yeah.
otherwise.
You have the rare Yotsu on your island.
Oh, yeah.
Shiny
Ghost
Yotsu.
form.
Yeah, ghost form. That's the shiny version of Yotsu.
She steps on you. Wow,
Yeah.
special action.
Yeah.
I love that idea from chat that Rowena owns this island.
Oh,
We're just renting it from her. She's the Tom Nook.
No.
Yeah, and we have to pay off the loan.
That's quite funny.
Yeah. Okay, well, there you go. That is a lot of Island Sanctuary news. I'm quite satisfied with the information that we got. Even though we got no demo, we at least have an idea of what it is now. We can actually speculate.
Can't complain.
No.
Yeah. They did also talk about the potential for flight on the island and how there may be something similar to ether currents that you will need to unlock that.
Foxconn said, "Are there ether currents?" And he said, "No, but you will have to explore." He said, so I don't know what that actually means. Yeah, he also said that
that's why I said
speed,
similar, but not.
Yeah,
it needs flight because of how big it looks.
But flight will be unlocked at some point.
You're gonna walk, bitch.
I'm not gonna play that long then. If I
they said that mount speed was also very high on the island.
Yeah.
As well,
Yes.
they've made this island overwhelmingly big. If that was the size of a Rogadin.
Yes, and it's all free. Free. You're paying a subscription to play this game, but you don't need to like do anything. Like you don't have to pay any gil to get this.
It's locked behind the further Hildibrand.
It is actually locked behind the last quest of the relic quest after the Hildibrand storyline. So.
It's actually unlocked by the Void quest line on the first.
Oh, thank God I've done that.
Okay. Then we moving on to other the miscellaneous stuff that will also come in 6.2, and this one is the Adventurer Plate and Portrait update. Remember, we are still technically in a beta. That will now change in 6.2. It goes into official release. Now they talked about this, which is how overly complicated they had made
DC travel.
The portrait system. So essentially, portrait 1 through 4. This is an example. I'm going to try to explain it for the audio viewers. This is difficult. Viewers, listeners.
Many to many.
Portrait 1 through 4 goes together into Adventure Plate, Instant Portrait, and gear sets. It's all into one. So a number of portraits.
3 different things, though.
Yeah, into 3 different things. A number of portraits could be created and then used for any purpose. When previewing or editing portraits, current gear was reflected. This was too complicated. So with this new system, I can't describe this, audio listeners. I'm sorry. They untangled the spaghetti a little.
You essentially have so. In the previous version, you could make a portrait and put it on your adventure plate or a gear set 1 or whatever, and that one portrait could be used for many things. Whereas now, each individual thing will have a portrait associated with it. So gear set 1 can have a gear set 1 portrait, as opposed to portrait 1 being used for gear set 1 and other things.
Right. Yes.
So essentially, it's switched it around from the portrait tying to multiple things to the individual thing tying to a specific portrait.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The issue seemingly was that when there was many things being tied to a single portrait, the game couldn't quite process how to do that, and it would often result in default images being used because you have the current set, like current gear set that you were wearing in the portrait, because it does technically render your character again when it shows a portrait.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
simple as that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can have one portrait and it can be linked to all these different things, but the way the game handles it now is more simple.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes. Unfortunately, transitioning into release, all portraits that you've created during the beta version will be lost after official release. So
sickos be mad.
Take a picture of
my
your
portraits.
If you want to remember what your portrait looked like, you might want to take a screenshot of that so you can recreate it after the official release in 6.2. So they also went through how you would be able to edit portraits as of patch 6.2. Adventure Plate portraits and search comment may be edited from the Adventure Plate interface. Portraits may be updated to reflect current equipment, but players may also choose to edit only camera settings, motions, etc.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I did actually not like that you couldn't update your, edit your portrait from the Adventure Plate menu. Yeah,
I thought
that was very awkward.
It's really awkward.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that it can render that you can change the camera stuff, but using the other gear set and whatever the portrait has, that's cool.
That is cool. They also mentioned gear set list will be displayed in the portrait interface, allowing players to create a corresponding portrait for each set. That's good. So now you have it's built in here, so you can just switch to the gear set. Yeah, that's good. Good quality of life update for portraits. There are we've run out of slides again. So anything you want to say about portraits?
Yes, I think we should clarify that the Adventure Plate themselves, the information that you'll put in the Adventure Plate will not reset. It is only the portraits that you have created resulted that is featured on either the right or left side of your Adventure Plate.
Yes.
So don't worry about having to redo that, because that would be annoying. That would be even more annoying than what you currently have to do.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, let's move on. Here we go. Here we are. There it is. They will also...
Oh, yes.
Completely unnecessary.
Instant portraits used during Dome and Mahjong.
Yeah. You're going to get your, at the start of a PvP match, but for your Dome and Mahjong.
Yeah.
I'm going to say right now, the type of person who regularly plays Dome and Mahjong will all be using default pose.
Okay. They also added new poses, new decorative features, and a feature for copying pose and camera settings for portraits. So lots of quality of life stuff here.
The copy is good. That's impressive.
Yeah,
that's very convenient. They've talked previously about having the instant portraits at the start of dungeons. I was just thinking, imagine if they did that at the start of 24-man raids.
Oh, you know what?
Everybody, yes.
Yeah.
I would think that it would only do it for your group. Probably.
It would do it only for your alliance. But what if they did it in ocean fishing as well?
Okay,
that would be too much.
Let's calm down. No, thank you. All right. So yeah, good stuff. They also revealed the new tombstone, causality. Elegant tombstones of causality has been added. With patch 6.2.
Or maybe. Hopefully, casualties will hopefully see some typos.
Oh yeah, lots. There's gonna be. Yeah. There's going to be people saying it as well, and it's going to be very annoying.
Yes, I feel as if causality is not a very friendly word for dyslexic people.
No, that's true. That's true. You heard it here. It's causality. So just remember that.
Don't accidentally slip up as a casualty.
I mean,
don't even say
You say
it.
that, but there are people that still spell it tombstones.
Oh,
Oh, boy.
That annoys me. New high eye level crafted gear added. So there you go for crafters. And a feature from 1.0 returns the ability to request repairs from other players both in and outside of duty. Finally!
that is very impressive.
Yeah.
Just so we can have it on record, predictions for tombstone color.
Hildibrand.
Yellow.
I want purple.
I pink.
All right. Exciting. Put that in your
Just to
pipe
see what
and
happens.
smoke it. All right. Yeah, ability to request repairs is very exciting because now you can have, when you have that one person that always goes in and never, repairs, and it's like, oh, my gear is broken. You can be like, I got this. Yeah, it's Rollo. I'm talking about Rollo.
Repair my gear. I have to just fix it. He's broken.
Okay. Settable act. So, oh yeah, right. Now on to something completely different. They're adding. They're making changes to the action list to show you.
Well, this is a setting.
Yeah, these are settable actions.
Settables.
Which displays actions upgraded by level and shows you the combo that they're in, so you can set up your hotbars more easily.
This is so useful because, like it clearly shows here, this combo is level 1, level 4, level 60, level 54.
Oh, it shows that the former version is level 26.
Yeah. But like, it's nice to know ahead of time. Like, if you were just starting Paladin or Gladiator, and you knew your 1, 2, 3 when you were getting close to 26, you could set up in advance.
Yeah.
And I like this because it makes it clear what replaces what, because I feel like when I'm starting a new job or back to a job that I haven't touched since the last expansions, and I end up putting multiple versions of the same skill on the bar because one replaces the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you like it when you put on, like, let's just say, for an example, fire on your bar, but when you let go of the button, it's suddenly like fire 17 with a different icon. It's like, okay.
No, I don't like that.
So I don't know. So just to clarify about this window, this is your actions window, but you there's a button at the lower right where you can switch between standard and branching view. So you can still get the old view. You can still do that.
If you like looking at the confusing mess of seeing how skills learned by level with no context as to how they relate to one another.
Yes.
Whereas this, it looks really neat.
It looks nice. Yeah, it does. Then there's some more miscellaneous updates. Rare materials added to ethereal reductions performed by miners, botanists, and fishers. Ethereal reduction, baby.
Everyone loves that. The big money.
They're not using crafting battle-related items.
No. Materials not used in crafting battle-related items.
So there must
probably
be
housing and
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, does gear count as battle-related? Or do you mean like glamour?
Glamour.
Yeah.
I guess it's glamour. Yeah. But this is.
I guess that's just to stave off the poor people who are like the savage raiders. Like, don't worry, you won't need to get your hordes of crafters to go out and gather an ethereal reduce things.
Yeah, I guess so. Onto something that's actually interesting: a 400 to 800 increase in the glamour dresser. Woo!
Easy.
Number go up.
Number go up big.
Look at the size of that band-aid.
Mela. I mean,
That's like a full gauze bandage and cast.
Mela, I know that we're going to have this discussion every time, but they're not going to implement a log. They're not going to implement a glamour log, Mela.
They're never going to do it.
No, they're not.
Yeah. So this is going to be the eternal band-aid. Next time, they're going to do it again. They're going to add
1,600.
Yeah. So, and they'll bloat it and
it's
bloat it.
Absurd.
And
Yeah.
maybe they'll start
And then
adding
they'll say we can no longer increase the glamour capacity because of server issue.
Yeah.
Why do you have so much gear?
Yeah. If you,
I mean, is your glamour dresser full, Mela?
Can't tell you off the top of my head. I don't think it's full, because I've tried to limit glamour from other jobs than pretty much black mage.
Make a glamour dresser housing item, you cowards.
It's not.
I forget that it exists because I never fucking go to the drowning wench. Like, when do I go to the drowning wench? The answer is never.
Well, the issue is, Likio, that because of the same spaghetti reasons, we can't have a glamour log. They can't have it a housing item because when people move it, people shouldn't. If people choose to move the furniture item while you're using it, things on their server get wonky.
I hate it. It's so much storage space that I just forget exists, and I only remember it when it's brought up in the live letters. Like, oh, we're increasing it. I'm like, oh, I've used 20 slots. Like
And Mikhail, it's not just hotel rooms or in rooms. You can also access the glamour dresser in the squadron chamber.
Yes, that's my go-to because I get the little.
That's my go-to
tickets.
As well.
Yeah, you get the Aetheryte tickets to TP to your Grand Company thing, and then you just walk right up there. Like, oh,
that's true. That is true. But yeah, it is true. Like, why can we have the armoire? Like, you can move the armoire when someone's using that, and that I'm sure that would be big spaghetti
because
as well.
I think that they're not saving armoire items. I think on the server, like, they're very specifically saved as like, this is a key item, and you will have access to this key item rather than any random item. I think there's something special to armoirable items, and that's why there's far less of them.
Mela's had it.
If you're wondering what that, yes, Likil's Mela's power just went out.
Oh, it went out. Oh, Jesus Christ.
We killed him.
Oh, no. Okay, well, bye, Mela. I thought Mela was just very upset. He's seething from the lack of a glamour log.
He just couldn't fucking take it.
This fucking Band-Aid is not enough.
No, Yoshi P sent to specifically cut power to Mela's house.
Yeah, that's true. The armoire, that is true. I'm pretty sure the armoire is just a list of things, and it has like a check mark on it, and you can like put it in, and when you're looking at it through the armoire, that's not actually an item. It's just like a representation of an item, and when you click it, it's like, oh, now we're going to pull that item from like somewhere and put it in your inventory.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why you have to have it repaired 100%, and you can't have it'll clear all the dice of it. Anyways, yeah, but still, please add that housing item. I don't care how you do it, just do it. Okay, another big change.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah. Here's a solution. Put it in. I know this is only accessible to FCs. Put it in the workshop, the company workshop. You can't move anything in there.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah. That would be a good. Yeah. Okay. It's kind of weird though to have the glamour dresser in the company workshop, but
I mean it is. Yeah. But it wouldn't be the first spaghetti solution they've came up with in this game.
True. Okay, another big change is that they have adjusted the order of certain Return to Evilise quests. And in accordance with that, the quests Makin' Bacon Bread and Walk On By will become unavailable. Lost media, lost quests.
Deleted quests.
Sorry, what did you say?
Not the first time they've deleted quests. I mean,
we've
had an entire series of that happening in Rome Reborn.
That's true. Walk On By.
Oh yeah, Walk On By has a title attached to it.
That's true. Wonder what.
Well, make sure you do Walk On By if you haven't done it yet.
Is Walk On By is the wine quest, right?
No, it's the one where you have to bring him like 3 bacon bread, 3 tempura or something, and 3 something. You have to bring him a lot of like high quality.
What isn't that
crafted
making
food.
bacon bread?
No, that's just requires bacon bread.
Oh, okay. All right. So
Walk On By requires a lot more food than just bacon bread. In fact, I don't even think it requires bacon bread.
Purged all memory of these quests. All right, yeah, I do. I vaguely remember that. Yeah, poor Woolhead. Yeah, so those will become unavailable. So if you haven't done them yet, This is your last chance. 6.2, they'll be gone. And in fact, the whole order of certain quests will be shuffled around. So I don't know what that even means, but.
Well, I think the order, the reason was because I think you had to do making bacon bread to progress the Evilies. I could be misremembering that.
Yeah, maybe you did actually. Yeah, wasn't that what all the complaints were about? Like, it's that we had to do this pointless fetch quest. Whatever. Yeah, they are being removed. So yeah, make sure you do them if you haven't. So now we move on to some of the miscellaneous announcements. The Primals, live in Japan, will be available on Blu-ray for a pretty hefty price. We discussed that, like $60 for a Blu-ray. That's pretty. That's a lot nowadays.
Japan just loves those Blu-rays, man.
Sure do. You get 2 orchestrion rolls. You get Close in the Distance, Beyond the Shadow, and Beyond the Shadow is the name of the concert, and Hicksven, whatever that is, Leona's. What even is that? Do you know which song that is, Georgi?
That's the song that plays during the final fight of Asphodelos against the Vampire Man.
I see. Yeah,
Wild Freaks.
It'll be it'll be available Wednesday, September 14th. $60, 44 or 45 pounds, and 50 euros. Yeah. Okay. I didn't originally want to put this in, but I need, because this is more of a request for our YouTube viewers. Is there has anyone used this?
No, people say that.
Oh, this thing.
We had members of chat.
I know members of chat.
I mean, Eric said he.
But when in comments, you can elaborate a little bit more.
Okay.
In chat, it just kind of flies by, and we just have to be like, okay. So the Immerse Game Pack Final Fantasy XIV edition. They now have a Sounds of Summer sale already. Suspicious sale already, but all right, 20% off. Immerse Game Pack Final Fantasy XIV edition, the audio add-on created by the Final Fantasy XIV sound team and Embody to offer the perfect spatial audio experience in Final Fantasy XIV. The sale through Monday started. The sale period is now through Monday, July 18th. Oh, it's already okay. So it's July.
It begins as of the live letter.
Yeah. So I think this is a load of shit. I don't think this is real. And from what little we've seen of feedback, it just makes the audio worse. And when you think about it, what were we expecting? Like, your audio device doesn't even change. Like, you're still using your headset. What if you're using, like, fucking $1, like, you remember those COS headsets that you could just get for, like, $1? Like, you can't make it sound like a cinema just by sending a picture of your ear and then be like, now we've fixed it for you. Bleep, bloop, bleep, bloop. You will now have a 5.1 cinema sound. Like, no, that's not going to work. And I don't want to send my ear to some random company either. I don't know what are you going to do with my ear.
It's specially designed.
It's a load of hogwash.
Mate, we have heard from a couple members of chat, but maybe you guys just have defective ears.
Maybe you are the problem, yeah.
With your special maybe it's ears. Not this. Maybe this is amazing.
You just don't understand it. Short review of the system. It's not that
you don't understand it. It's you're incapable of understanding. It's incomprehensible to you.
Eric is the one person I would trust when it comes to audio. Short review of the system makes everything sound dull, hollow, and out of place. Normal audio is much better. I mean, that
out of place confuses me. I don't know what that means.
Well, maybe it's just not sounding like things are in the right place.
It doesn't come from where it should come from.
Maybe, yeah. The reveal commercial of it really sounded like it was an SNL commercial as well. Yeah, even the commercial was weird. It's like, what are you selling exactly other than snake oil? So, yeah, I don't know. A weird thing, and it's kind of sad that this is now a permanent part of our audio settings options. This like, and it probably has to be there. I mean, they're not going to remove it, so it's just going to be there forever now. It sounds like it's coming from the room over. Audio suddenly didn't correlate to what you were seeing on screen. Awful. Sounds terrible. Okay.
I want to hear what this sounds like with Soken's setup, because he's the one that likes or seems to be the one selling it most.
Yeah, but yeah, that's true. That's probably right. But he's got a headset that's like probably
I know that's the thing. Like if you have the correct headset, like maybe it does sound amazing, but like for us plebeians, it does not.
Yeah.
It also just makes it sound crispy and nice and so good and cool.
Yeah.
You just don't understand.
Okay, well, that sums up the live letter essentially. There was also like this thing for a TV show, but we're not going to talk about it here. It's on Japanese television, anyways. Okay, that's the live letter. All in all, good shit. But
more than a regular part 1 overall.
Yeah.
Maybe that was because it precluded a 12-hour stream.
Yeah, that's true. This is how we kicked off our 12-hour stream, so it was a long day. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I would complain. I mean, a lot of people will complain about Hildibrand. I still don't. I get it if you don't.
That one I don't get. Sorry.
If you don't care about Hildibrand, I don't understand like the crying about like, oh, I have to go through all these cutscenes. Well, yeah, you do. You have to go through all these cutscenes. That's how it is. That's the game. Or you can skip them, if you don't like them.
I sort of get it in the sense that no previous relic required you to do anything other than the MSQ.
Yeah. That's true.
So it's a bit more of like, if you are someone that only does like certain content, like you very much like pick and choose what you choose to do. What other Bosnia required Evilise? That is true.
Yeah. Like,
oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
a way bigger requirements.
That's true.
But I would also say that Evilise, like alliance raids, are like very intrinsic content in the game. We have a whole roulette.
That's true. Well,
it's a quest. It's not even super long. It's like a couple trials.
It's always weird that the people that don't do haven't done Hildibrand, because you've lost content. Like there's battle content.
You have lost content
into Hildibrand as well. There's like 3 duties in there.
It reminds me of when back in A Realm Reborn, and potentially all the way up until Heavensward, you had to unlock every trial to do the trial roulette, which meant you had to at least have done Hildibrand up through Battle on the Big Bridge to even get into the trial roulette.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe they removed that requirement simply because they didn't. Not everyone was doing Hildibrand.
Possibly, yeah. Like Mela. Mela is the reason we never get anything but Battle on the Big Bridge out of the Hildibrand trials, because that's the point that Mela is up to. What do you have to
say about it?
What do you have to say about it, Mela? Oh my god. That is the scariest thing that has ever happened on this show.
I don't like that.
You came on just as we said, what do you have to say about that, Mela?
Just as we were insulting you.
Wow.
We were insulting
just as we were talking shit about you.
Yeah. Wow.
What I have to say is, you need to think what you're saying at all times, because you never know when I might hear it.
That's right. Jesus. Okay, well, you came just in time for the wrap up. Do you have anything to say about your thoughts on the?
I don't know what you were talking about.
Just make something up. You might be close.
We're just talking about the live letter in general, Mela. How were your thoughts about the live letter? About what we learned? Are you
wasted 2 hours? No.
Are you satisfied with the information we were presented?
I was as disappointed as I usually am in a part 1, where you get like no game footage of any piece of content.
Yeah.
But they gave us more than usual because we got the dungeon name.
That's true.
We got some information on Pandemonium, more on Isla Secretaries. Yeah, it was an average live letter.
It was I think it was
I think it was an average live letter. It was above average for a part 1.
Average plus, I think, just
average
for the
plus.
the dungeon stuff.
I'm really looking forward to part 2 though. So they've hooked me with that.
I'm expecting.
I'll be coming back for more.
We're obviously expecting the trailer, the patch art, demos
Everything.
of Island Sanctuary, demos probably of the new dungeon system, like the Criterion
Criterion
variant dungeon.
That's
going
to be so good. Too.
That's going to be
We'll probably get.
good live
Don't worry, they're also going to show us demos of the new Thorn March.
Dude, I'm actually looking a little forward to that as well, just to see what they've done, because it's such an old fight now.
It is.
It'd be interesting to see it.
Looking forward to seeing Pandemonium Wing 1 without the boss.
Yeah. Well, maybe he'll do that one where he goes to like the first boss. We'll see that one, and then he'll go into God mode, and he'll just have him slap him around a little.
Yeah.
And that's
Or they'll do the thing they did with Pandemonium, where you go into that like lobby area, and then he walks around it a little bit, and that's it.
Oh yeah. He walks around and then points the camera like just down, like at the ground.
Yeah, he'll go into that room full of slime. He'll look up the slime, like, oh, I wonder what did that, and then we'll move on to the next piece of content of the live.
Whoa, crazy!
And then I'll say, I wonder if you can fall off the edge of this.
Yeah. Will these railings stay up? Always. So definitely an okay live letter, but the part 2 is going to be wild. But of course, the next patch is 6.18. That is on this coming Tuesday. If you're watching this on demand, it's already out. Or maybe not, actually. This will probably be released on... This is usually released earlier because there's a patch. So I'll release it because otherwise this will be old. So yeah, I'll Anyways, it'll either be out or just about to be out, I think, if you're watching this on demand. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. That is the end of the show. We'll be back next week, same time, same place.
Oh my god, already? It was so quick.
Was it really?
Was it?
Yeah, I feel like I thought we just got started.
Oh. No, this is the end, Roll. It has been 3 hours.
Sorry, I just fell into like a fucking time portal.
Yeah. It is.
Gil, do you have any speakers plays content to advertise?
No.
No. Let's get yourself over to
is there any current playthroughs you want? Yeah.
Oh, I see. I was like, okay.
I mean,
what? There's the 9 playthrough is still ongoing.
We're up to part 3, guys. So there's a lot.
We're up to part 3, so that's like, god, that's
maybe
like 6
get
hours.
Up to the end of it. Maybe when Nikhil gets up to posting the final dungeon, we'll be able to tell you more about it. Unlike
that's true.
When we wade through the dark trying to remember exactly what happened.
Yeah. The 8 playthrough, I think, didn't post because they got claimed.
Really?
And it got claimed and blocked. So I don't know what was going on there. So I need to figure out.
Did it say what it was? What part?
Yeah, it did. I just haven't bothered getting into it.
Okay.
But yeah. So I'll just have to remove whatever that was. So there's the 8 playthrough that will continue, and then there's the 7 playthrough that one also got claimed, but did not get blocked. So that one's coming out now. I'm sorry, but the 7 playthrough is ruined. Like it is. We have lost a whole stream worth of gameplay footage.
Oh no!
Which is like 6 hours probably. Like we used to go for a long time back then, and that's like the entire Irith meeting, the entire like reveal of like the town that we go to, like, and the fact that Shinra was behind it, like all of that has just gone. So yeah, I'm still posting it, but I've deliberately like labeled it like one part more than it should be, so that like there is a missing part obvious in the middle there. But yeah,
and you're gonna probably put up the title cards.
There is a title card saying that we didn't plan for this to actually be put up on YouTube back then, so saving was
things we're making now is being planned for YouTube. So
yeah, that's true. That is the
15 playthrough.
No, not that one.
That one, I made an executive decision. That is not happening. That would be in over 100 parts. We're not doing that.
Got it.
So, what are the current running ones? There's 9. There's
9, 8, 7.
9, 8, and
9, 8, and 7 are the current ones. All right, yeah. So I want to finish at least the 8 one as soon as possible, because that one, it's done. We're ready to just send them all out. All right, that's it, everyone. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. Tomorrow is Sunday Fun Day. Make sure you catch that. If not, we'll see you next week. Remember to follow on Twitter at SpeakersXIV, twitch.tv/SpeakersOfHeidelden, youtube.com/SpeakersXIV, exclamation Discord in chat if you want to join our Discord server. If you're watching on demand, links in the description. Remember to send us Mog Mail. Maybe, tell us how you feel about the stuff. Be nice if you're one of those that are very upset about the Hildibrand stuff. If you could explain to us more properly in a Mog Mail.
Let's try and get some.
We'd like to know why.
And if you're happy, maybe, about the Hildibrand stuff for the relic, you can send in as well. speakersxiv.com/mogmail. All right, we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.